You got Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M and Rosie, an absolute thrill. This doesn't happen very often, but we got to experience a little boardroom performance. We got to listen to the 4 new tracks from Incubus while the band was sitting in there.
It was embarrassing because, I didn't want to look too fangirlish or, I didn't want to cry or wet my pants.
More embarrassing for us.
Actually, the band are here right now with us. Let's
Thank you
welcome
so much, guys, for coming
Brandon,
in and
Mike,
playing
Jose, Chris and Ben from Incubus. Welcome to
guys.
Melbourne. What a thrill to
Hey,
have you
guys.
guys here with us too.
So you played at Soundwave on the weekend and you've got your Sidewave tonight, but also a fantastic new 4-track EP that's out March 25th in Australia.
Yeah.
Congratulations. It's bloody ace.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we were nervous when we were playing it for you guys. We were just like probably all thinking the exact same thing. Like, I hope they like it. Are they gonna throw us out after this song?
What's it like to sit and listen to your music like on compact disc that we played today? Like, is it? Do you think, I could do that better, or that sounds awesome, or I'm really happy with that.
There's always there every we're critical of our own recordings, and there are always things that you go, oh, I wish I could have done that better or whatever. But the great thing about putting out music and releasing it is that it's too late.
There has to be a point when you are done with the song. But then we get this sort of wonderfully, rare experience that we get to sort of recreate them on a nightly basis. So there is a version of it that's out there that is quote unquote finished, but then we get to have it be unfinished, and we get to try it again every night. So,
And do you find every time you do it again, it's different from the last time, or is it? It is.
yes.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
Even, no matter how hard we try for it not to be.
Yeah. Makes it unique every time.
Do you ever have a gig where you play a particular line or you come up with a different riff and you think after the show, gee, that was good, but no one recorded it? How do you record everything just in case you have a moment of genius?
Always record. Always record.
I mean, somebody's always recording, even when you don't
fans.
Even when you don't want them to be.
Yeah, people out in the audience.
You can break out your phone nowadays. We'll be in the middle of sound check and kind of jamming loosely, and all of a sudden, hold on, don't move. Somebody break out the phone. We got something good.
Yeah, happens
And
all the time.
6 months later, somebody digs it up like, hey, remember this?
Mm-hmm.
But do you guys hate when the audience spends most of the time looking through their phone, like recording it or just taking photos of themselves or you? Does that piss you off? Because there's a few bands that now have a blanket, please don't. Please just watch what we're doing and enjoy the moment.
I mean, it's kind of, it's a little, I think it takes it a little bit to an extreme to try and actually control what people are doing. But I don't know, as long as they're having a good time, I don't really, care what, as long as they're enjoying themselves, that's the whole point.
I think that there is an ideal scenario that you sort of hope that everyone would be open to, but which would be that they'd put their phone away and they'd have an actual sort of like person to person, or like an actual experience free of something in between the two things. But that's not really the world that we live in these days, so it's not for us to try and control.
We're speaking with Incubus on Triple M, and Trustful Side A comes out in middle of March, late March. Side A, so it's a 4-track EP, but the great news is there's going to be a Side B, I would assume, that's coming out. What was the reason behind having like a 4-track EP? Was there a reason behind it?
Yeah, we just wanted the ability to write and record music and then just release it when we have a group of songs together that we like, that we want to put out, and then go out and play some concerts and, see how it feels to release that music into the world and go out and play it in front of people, and then come back from that experience and continue writing more, rather than, having the pressure and taking all the time to write, much more material, which we're fine to do. We've done it many times in the past. This is just kind of a new way for us to do it, and it seems to fit where we're at, like in our lives and in our career.
Yeah, well, I mean, we live in a different age now, isn't it? Where you buy music and you can buy it song by song, and things have changed a lot in the industry.
We were talking about it before, but it's like we live in the time of singles again.
Yeah,
people think it's a new thing, but it is not. Like, that's sort of how the music industry started. So,
you've got 4 singles on this EP. Sometimes it's 1 single and 3 fillers, but certainly not with this. We're already playing Absolution Calling. You've got your was it the longest song ever? Or no, the slowest song ever is track 2.
Well, for us, though, because there are slower songs.
In the world.
It's the slowest song
Might be
ever.
The
cool.
slowest song ever recorded.
Ever written in the history of songs.
Yeah.
You've got your Cure riff song, and probably what is going to be the next
That's
single
Absolution Calling, by the
is
way. the Cure
hilarious. I'm not even looking at my notes properly. Can you please talk to us about the song that's going to come out, or you're not allowed to, but Dance Like You're Dumb?
Dance Like You're Dumb.
Are you allowed to tell us a bit, give people an idea of what's to come as well? Because that's probably one of our favourites from listening to the EP today.
I think it's one of our favorites too. It's definitely going to polarize our audience.
I don't think so at all. I think it's going to be...
It's pre-coffee, post-coffee. That'll be.
I don't think that song's going to polarize our audience at all. Not at all. I don't even know why I said that.
Good recovery.
Dance Like You're Dumb is... I think we may have just come up with a new genre in music while we were listening to it with you guys. We were saying, is that thrash pop or throp? So if you heard the term throp after that song comes out, or prash, yeah, pop
You
thrash.
heard it here first.
Yeah, exactly.
So prash,
It's sort of a hyper caffeinated, fun thrash dance song. We should do a movie instead. It'd be an homage to Flashdance. Called Thrash Dance. It'll just be a bunch of dudes in leotards like, pulling water buckets down on themselves. And stuff like that.
Bunch
People
of
will love
Leroys.
that.
It might be the most fun song we've ever written and
No.
recorded.
Ever written.
It might be the most fun song ever written.
So on this EP, you have the slowest song ever written and the most fun song ever written.
That sounds like a bargain to me. Where can I buy it?
So side B, has that been recorded, or is that you've done side A and then we'll worry about that down the track, or are you sort of
It
still?
exists in-
It exists.
It exists in brains and various hard drives and various voice
brains.
memos and
Yeah.
cell phones, and it's kind of scattered all over the place right now. But it will coalesce in the coming months.
Brandon, you were saying you're in Bali at one stage and you were writing lyrics, and then the other guys got some music for you. Is that something that happens often when you're putting a song together with the band?
You know, there's like we were talking about, there's no one way that a song gets written for us.
Right.
We're at this point, after having been a band for 24 years, we're very open to all of the different possibilities. So one of the ways we tried was, hey, Brandon, you leave and go someplace cool and let us write.
Be not here.
Let us write some like rock riffs and stuff, and then we're gonna email them to you. So I was like, okay, fine. Screw you guys, I'm out here.
You go over
Went to
there,
some,
Brandon.
like,
Pretty things, waves.
Yeah, I went to
Palm trees.
Bali, I went to Tulum, and I actually wrote a bunch of the lyrics like in weird exotic environments while riding scooters and playing
actually
spider
amazing.
monkeys and stuff like that.
It's actually
Honestly.
amazing that it didn't come out like
Mellow reggae vibes. Yeah.
That is awesome. So with the new record company now, with Island Records, what was was there a reason for a new start with the record company? What was the reason or the plan behind that?
Well, David Massey, who's the president of Island Records, is somebody that our band has had a long history with him, and he was at Epic Records way back in the beginning of our career when we were first signed with Sony Music and Epic Records, which is part of Sony, and he's just a great guy that we've been in touch with over the years. And when we decided that we were going to make new music, he was just really aggressive about wanting to work with us, and he was really persistent and enthusiastic, and we responded to his enthusiasm really greatly. It's amazing to have a partner that is that excited about what we're doing. It just felt really good because we had come from sort of a less than ideal situation at the end of our last dealings with a major record label. It wasn't.
We were with them for 17 years.
Yeah.
So it was like our marriage had fallen apart.
Yeah.
It's weird when you sell millions and millions of records, it gets to this place where the success, when you start having that much success, it's like expected. Like it's no big deal at all. It's like, oh, just do it again. Just go, sell 20 more million records. No problem. Like it's just expected of you. And
It's unrealistic, really, isn't it?
Very much.
it's not fun really trying to be creative in situations like that. And when people are, especially it feels like when people are being condescending about it,
Yeah, of course.
so.
Of course, and it's such a personal thing. I mean, writing music and playing music. I mean, it's an artistic form, so it's not for you. I don't know. For you, it's not the corporate way.
Well, it turns into this big thing. Lucky for us, it's turned into this big thing where we write these songs, and people all over the world seem to connect with them. But they don't start out that way. They start off as 5 people in a really small room together, like talking quietly to each other, and then telling each other things and sharing ideas, and then it kind of turns into something else.
Revealing secrets.
We share our feelings with each other. snuggle and
I
cuddle.
feel things.
I feel for you.
As silly as it is, it definitely is important that we all kind of just gel and melt together without any direction or without any. We're going to do this. It's like we need to just sit down and like start making music again, and it's very organic how that happens.
They always do start as conversations, don't they?
Yeah.
And it really just means like the five of us getting in a room together and then sending the singer to Bali. Before we
You got to do what you
can
got to
make
do.
music.
Well, the also the people that are making decisions about, especially within the industry of the music business, like the people at the record labels and stuff. There are a lot of scenarios where artists and bands make music where they bring all these outside writers in, all these different producers, and it's more like an assembly line. And they somehow, over the years, people have somehow thought that might be sort of an option for us, and that's not an option for us. We do everything ourselves. We always have. And so one thing that we love about Island and David Massey and our, our situation with them is they totally trust what we're doing.
Yeah.
They don't even, they completely, they signed us because of what they know that we do as a band.
Are you looking for a middle-aged, balding Australian person to join the band? Because I want to join Incubus.
Maybe.
Oh, man.
It's funny you should mention that.
What would you
Middle-aged
do?
balding seat in the band.
I can play the tambourine. As good as I get, I think, when it comes to music. This is very
Can you tell jokes?
Not very well, no.
But he has a voice for radio, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Fantastic.
You could do all the
Incubus.
narration on all the albums.
Yeah, that's right. Do you still get a thrill when you hear your song on the radio, when
Always.
you're driving
Yeah.
around? Oh, Absolution Calling's playing and things like that.
Always.
It's hard to be cool about it because that's some cool stuff.
Guys, everybody shut up. This is my song.
Don't move.
Yeah.
It's really me.
What about the first time you heard your music on the radio? I mean, that must have been like,
Shat
one of
my
those.
pants. just a little bit, but enough to never forget.
Sharded? Sorry, that's gross.
So the rest of Australia, of course, you're continuing on with Soundwave, and I saw you guys on Sunday afternoon, which was just epic. It was an amazing show. How the show's been? How's playing some new songs and getting back on the road again?
It's been fun.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
It's been a while, so we're sort of like, dusting the cobwebs and learning songs, but it's always a challenge for us and a fun challenge. So I'm super excited about continuing to play and get better at my instrument.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we're also playing with all these other bands that we grew up. Like we're playing with Faith No More
Yeah, of
and
course.
Soundgarden, and these are bands that we grew up listening to, and I mean these are our idols, our heroes, musical heroes growing up. And not only that, they've also like been touring this whole time, so they're in like mid-season form.
Yes.
So it's like, hey guys, get it together is what we tell ourselves.
Do you get to a chance to talk to the other bands, or you sort of you're on
Yeah.
a strict? Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we've played lots of shows with Faith No More and Soundgarden in the past, or at least different members or different groups that are part of that are comprised of the members of those bands.
That's one thing I love about Soundwave as well. Like it's a real eclectic mix, isn't it, of bands? There's some your real thrashy metal bands, and you've got your grunge and your Soundgarden and stuff. And the other thing I noticed the other day, because we've been to a lot of music festivals over the years, Rosie, but the thing about the Soundwave crowd, they're just music lovers. There was no dickheads in the crowd.
This is the great festival. Like we've always, I'm not going to mention another certain festival that for whatever reason would never ask us to play, but Soundwave always was gracious and kind towards us. So
Right.
we're really happy to be part of
Yeah.
this festival with an audience that really just loves music. I think you're spot on with that.
Yeah. And so what's the next plan? So finish off Soundwave in Australia. You got some Sidewave shows happening, and then continuing the rest of the world tour. And what's next for Incubus?
Until the end of March, we're going to be touring around Asia and then some other sort of stops that don't really make any sense in a routing sense. Like we're going for one show in Mexico, and then I think we have a couple of shows in Hawaii, and then we're going to go home and keep writing and recording.
Yeah.
For a while.
Do you enjoy the touring? Is this part of the gig that you love, or you think, hit the road for 3 months and we won't see our family? Or
I think for the most part we actually like it. I think
Okay.
that there gets a point.
Yeah.
Once you're like 15, 16 months in.
This is the beginning of it.
Yeah, we're at the beginning, and we can still like.
We'll see you when you're back here in like 18 months and you're going, yeah.
You tell us if you notice much.
You'll see when we get to side C.
Yeah, that's it. That's
See
it.
what
Well, that's the
happens
thing with this record. I mean, you could, if it, just side C,
side
D.
Z.
That's right. Just keep on going.
26 letters in the alphabet.
Yeah, you bet. And then you start with hashtags and all sorts of things. Well, it's very exciting. You've got to get your ears around the new EP, which comes out March 25 here in Australia, which is Trustful Side A. Rosie and I had a listen to it today, and it's epic. It's amazing.
Something for everyone and more.
No doubt about it. What an absolute thrill to have Incubus in with us here on Triple M. Thank you so much for coming in. We really do appreciate it.
We appreciate it too.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
coming
guys.
in again. It's Incubus on Triple M.